What's going on, guys? It's Mike for Simracing4u, and this is my new Simracing4u button box. I've done a few reviews over the years of Simracing4u's product. I really love their button boxes. I use mine all the time. Pretty much every time I sim race, I use it, in fact. And if you were to ask me sort of what are the best value items on my sim rig, Simracing4u's products would definitely be on that list. So if you explore the website at Simracing4u, you'll see button boxes starting at about the $80 US price point, and even the higher end ones like the backlit one that I use are well under the $200 US price point. So just tremendous value, and as I say, use mine all the time, never had any issues. It's plug and play, and when you're ordering, you can even specify that you want it for PlayStation 4, and Ariel, the owner, can make it happen. And speaking of Ariel, really one of the nicest guys in sim racing. Sim racing is an industry filled with nice people, but even among them, Ariel is just a great guy to deal with, and you're in good hands when you order your button box through him. And as a bonus for my viewers, if you order a button box and mention Simracing604, Ariel's gonna tuck a sheet of stickers into your order for you for free, which is a great value. And so that's an exciting bonus for you guys. And the timing was perfect, actually. He reached out, wanted to send me this one with rotary knobs instead of the switches that I have on my main button box. And the timing was perfect because I'm getting a lot of questions. People are considering ordering Simracing4u products, but they're wondering how to mount it. And there's actually a couple ways you can do that. So what I do is just use some 3M double-sided tape, which is available from your local hardware store, only costs a few dollars, and should be enough to stick your button box onto whatever surface you want. If you don't want to do that, there's also cheap L brackets that probably cost well under $1 where you are. Get them from any hardware store, and then the button box can be mounted to just about any surface you want with a couple of screws, or using the bolts on the back of your Simracing4u button box, because these are removable. And speaking of these are actually distanced to accommodate a VESA mount. So if you want to get a cheap VESA mount or an expensive VESA mount, whatever you want, and use that to hold your Simracing4u button box, you can do that. So perfect. So I'm excited to share this offer with you guys, and I want to get this mounted on my rig. It's going to go right beside my existing button box, and let's go ahead and get that mounted, and then I will set this up in a sim and go for a drive.
Okay guys, so here we are in Assetto Corsa Competizione, and as you can see, we're in the control setup menu. And just to demonstrate how we set this up, so it is recognizing two Arduino boxes. So what I've done so far is map traction control, so we'll go ahead and do that again. So if you just click it, and I want increase traction control to be this top left rotary knob, and decrease will be of course the other way. And then traction control cut, which is kind of your second traction control. As you can see, we could just map it to the direction we were turning this knob. Whoops, forgot to map something for ABS. So I'm going to keep ABS on my first button box. And then brake bias, of course, this big red rotary knob in the middle. And there you go. So the buttons on my wheel should still work. Yep. So that's fine. So now when I press these, or when I roll these knobs either way, as you can see, it flashes on the screen and tells you exactly what each of them does. So it looks like I've got everything configured. So let's go ahead and drive. So no auto start, or is it started already? Let's go ahead and kill this. So I can now use my ignition, fire up my engine. All my mapping still works, which is great. And this Ferrari, this is the 2020 Ferrari, so I should have both. As you can see, that traction control flashing in the lower right hand corner of your screen there. And the cut as well, so you can change your settings on the fly and increase and decrease your brake bias. So everything seems to be working perfect. So where this comes in handy, of course, is that if you're finding that your car is not working for you, let's say I had massive amounts of oversteer on corner exit, which, I mean, this is a terrible car to demonstrate that because it's so well balanced, but if you're unsettled under braking, for example, you could try experimenting with your brake bias all the time on the fly. Or again, let's say you are having problems with oversteer and corner exit. Maybe it comes down to traction control. So you can dial that way up if you want. Now it's set to 11. So yeah, simple, easy, guys. Again, I use my Simracing4u button box all the time. Really a fantastic product to add to your rig. I think it looks great, and I also think that there's a lot to be had for convenience because there's so many potential buttons you could be mapping in any given sim, especially if you get into the open wheelers in Assetto Corsa and you're talking about MGU mapping and increasing, decreasing, that kind of thing, recovery, etc. So there's so many potential buttons, so it's great to have a button box, and yeah, nice addition to the rig and a great value. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.